Finishing my PhD in astrophysics, I arrive home to confront my demons yet again. I crack open my DS, and upon convincing my wife and her boyfriend to shut the fuck up, I sit down and begin. Generous streams of light pour out of the screen to illuminate the pitch black cardboard box my wife refers to as the boys zone. The title flashed on screen, paralyzing me head to toe with an inextricable fear. Dr. Kawashima's brain training. At that moment I put the DS away. I knew I had lost. There is no way I was smart enough to clear even a single level of this game. Not in my current state. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training is a game for the Nintendo DS that has a rather complex history, so before proceeding into a detailed analysis of the components of the game, I would first like to explore this lore. The Civil War had come to a close. The North had prevailed over the South. This came to be known as the Great Purges, in which the Southern way of life was all but erased from our collective consciousness, for all but one man, one legend. Dr. Kawashima was the last remaining survivor of the Purges, and was determined to preserve his legacy. In a desperate grasp to prolong his culture's legacy, he uploaded his consciousness into a program on which he referred to as Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training.exe. This program was mass manufactured by Nintendo Games, allies of Dr. Kawashima, in an attempt to spread his culture. Unbeknownst to Nintendo, however, there was a grand prize to completing the game: a red pill. Kawashima had rounded up all of the red pills his culture had foraged throughout the years and decided to distribute them to the clearly genius players who managed to best the struggles of this intense brain training. People such as Jordan B. Peterson and Ben Shapiro have seen the light through this holy method, and Nintendo is certain many others will in the future, which is reflected by its recent port to Nintendo Switch. With that out of the way, it's time to move on to the game. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training focuses on the player as the main character, as they must comply with Dr. Kawashima's intense puzzles and complete various other tasks, such as slaying Mad Poon. This leads to an enthralling yet challenging game which is chiefly guided by its genius storytelling. The duality between the player and Dr. Kawashima becomes apparent when you realize just how fucking stupid you are in the face of such grandeur, such a manly musk. It becomes impossible to view Kawashima as anything but a loving father, but simultaneously a vicious fiend, pushing you to your very limits and beyond. This duality is very subjective and interesting, and is a perfect reason as to why you should play the game to discover what side of this duality coin you fall on. The gameplay of this game is extremely complex. It's too complex to cover in a single video under 7 hours, but the basic essence of it is that you are tasked with completing multiple tasks, in which Dr. Kawashima will make you solve puzzles or perform other acts, some of which may even be considered heinous. This acts as a sort of test which will allow Dr. Kawashima's consciousness to determine whether you are worthy of the red pill. The music of this game may not seem to be an important factor, but it is important to note the vast influence it has had on the Western culture ever since the game's release. Artists such as Big Time Rush, Kanye West and Michael Jackson all made their professional debuts on this game, and in return we were granted with the fabled red pills. Some songs present in the game include Follow God, Billie Jean, and Jesus Is My N-Word rap. The animation in this game was pleasing, to say the least.